Hi, Gemini. This is going to be your message for the next 7 to 10 days. As always, keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone that watches. If this message was meant for you, it will resonate. If it was not, just know that it was meant for someone else. Leave it behind and try back next time. If you're new, welcome to Moonbody Tarot. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. Link to my website to check out private readings and some of the other services I offer is down below. Let's begin. Gem, I'm in a very zen mood. I've just spent the last 25 minutes in deep meditation with singing bowls and my cat. So I might sound like a Pisces this morning. May it ever be thus. I'm a Libra. Pisces is more gentle. All right, let's get into it. Gemini, steady as she goes. Okay, it's about the journey right now. I feel as though maybe two things are happening at once. First of all, there's a little bit of liminal intensity happening for you, like waiting for a decision to be made about something between yourself and someone else, maybe, possibly. And I think, you want something to happen here, but you know that you can't force anyone to do anything differently than they're doing. So it's like having to kind of wait for others or someone else. It's like, it seems very Wheel of Fortune, and you do have the Wheel of Fortune in your outcome this week. The Moon, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Pentacles is clarifying the Four of Cups for you. Let's just start with that. Like, you're not really sure what's going to happen next. But I think what you need to hear is, I've done my part and that's all I can do. And I just have to wait and be patient for other things to happen, for other people to get stuff together on their end, and I just have to sort of wait for that and continue to focus on what I'm doing. But I think you just feel a little stuck, like sort of waiting for something to happen or something to change from where it is right now. But I also feel like you're having to face maybe a feeling of rejection. You may also feel a little ignored right now, and waiting to hear from someone about something or for others about something. I think that what you need to hear right now is it's good that you're not being bombarded and getting a lot of connectivity from yourself and someone else or from yourself and others, because you look like you're kind of tired and you need to rest at the moment. From the Divine Dog, which they wanted me to use for you this week, the guides wanted me to use, your first message was balance, steady as she goes, and also rest, take a time out. But your catalyst or your challenge is anticipation. You have the card of wonder with this phenomenal German Shepherd silhouette here. I love them. Anticipating awesomeness. You're putting a lot of work into something. So I was surprised that your action was, man. So maybe you're putting some stuff out into the world and the catalyst for change is something awesome happening as a result. But the word wonder and anticipate really hit me. Like, I wonder, as opposed to wonderment and awe. I think you're wondering if something is going to be awesome. There is an anticipation of something here. So you are kind of stuck in wonder and in anticipation. You want to anticipate the best. I feel like you need to hear it could really be awesome. So don't overwork it right now. You have to wait for it to turn into awesome. Just stay balanced. Keep every part of your life balanced right now. Your literal physical ability to balance is important. Steady as she goes. That's where you are right now. Just keep on keeping on. Keep a steady pace. But you do need to rest. You need to take a time out. Also, somebody else might need to take a time out too. So watch out for projecting best case scenarios or worst case scenarios, anticipation. I feel like Spirit's saying, don't worry about it. It'll be awesome. And the right person or the right people will respond. Right now, you need to rest and stay balanced because you might have been overworking it. It's really about the journey at this time from the Life Coaching Oracle deck, number 54. You are learning that every challenge you face has a hidden gift. Lots of trial and error right now for you. Lots of learning journeys. I'm hearing micro learning journeys. So you're learning, whenever you face a challenge, when you work through that challenge, you discover something that you needed to know. You learn a little lesson, you get a little gift. Stay in that present moment. Try not to project into the future with anticipating awesomeness or anticipating anything bad either. Like, just stay in the journey one step at a time. At this time, you really do need to surrender, release and surrender all control. You have to let nature take its course. But a problem is restlessness. Find a way to calm the waters of your mind. Yeah, it's like you're thinking so much about how great it could possibly be, how amazing something could be. And it's making your mind filled with emotion, I think, the water in your mind, emotion. You're anticipating it's going to be great. You want something to be great. So you do feel restless. You may have a hard time holding still. You may have a hard time concentrating. You can only move so quickly, okay? and you can't do anyone else's role or part for them, Gemini. You have to let nature take its course, which means we can't control other people or the weather at this time. Here's your advice from Spirit. And I'm keeping it very general because this is a general reading. This could be about any part of your life. That was just for you. Power, you have the dragon coming out. Smooth soaring is ahead. You can lead with authority and mystical power at this time. You are rather mystical beings, I think. You're magicians. Nobody knows how you do the magic that you do. At this time, you can lead with authority and your mystical power. It's going to be good in the future. You are blessed with innate courage, tenacity, and sophistication, but you are your greatest challenge. Refrain from self-criticism and doubt. Ultimate success is predestined. That's why you're so restless and why you're anticipating the awesomeness. I feel like the dragon is coming in to say, yep, just focus on being courageous, tenacious, be sophisticated. Don't get in your own way. For the love of God, doubting yourself and criticizing yourself. Do you want to succeed or do you want to fail? If you want to fail, keep criticizing yourself and keep doubting yourself. Definitely a surefire way to fail. But if you want to stay connected to the predestined order of things, apparently, all you need to do is stay in your power and stay in the present moment. You need to be confident. Dragon and Tiger are here for you. Things are under control. You can handle this matter with your wisdom, your confidence, and your courage. You are passionate and loving, but don't let your sensitivity overwhelm you. You are honorable and gifted, but you need to remain humble. Okay, I do think part of your issue is you've been doing something, and I think that you've been anticipating a response, and you haven't been getting as much yeses as you want to get. Maybe you've had some doors closed in your face. Maybe you've been hearing no. Maybe people or one person is just taking a while to get back to you, and you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Spirit's saying, be humble. You're just upset because you're not getting attention in the moment. Oof, hard to hear. It's like, don't let one person's rejection or one person's no or one person's failure to get back to you, lack of interest, don't let that hurt your ego or your confidence. Like, continue to be confident and courageous. Things really are under control. And if you get a no or a rejection, you can handle it. You really can. It will help you remain humble. Because we always want confidence and wisdom to be balanced out with humility and curiosity. You get too confident, you think you're too wise, you stop learning. And I know that you don't want to do that. Gemini is the student of life. There's no one more curious than you. So there's more to be learned here, but you have the wisdom to handle this and things are going to be okay. If you're wondering, if you're confused about anything, Spirit's saying, no, you're not. You know the truth, okay? Don't tell yourself any false narratives this week, Gem. You know the truth. I love what Rabbit says. You already know the truth. The root cause of these obstacles has crystallized in your mind. Be inspired by the new outlook that the truth gives you. You have everything you need to succeed. Action and discipline are required at this time. Stop procrastinating. There's a new journey. Okay, Someone else might be procrastinating with you. I think they are, and that's causing you to second guess yourself right now, and you're procrastinating. It's like, no, you know the truth, okay? You know why someone's yes is a yes, and you also know why someone's no is a no. And you know why there's been a bit of a stall to some degree. So don't let that get in your head. If someone else is procrastinating, this just gives you more perspective on the whole situation, okay? You know who you can and you can't count on based on some of the interactions you have with people this week, Gem. You must stay disciplined. Don't procrastinate. Move forward. But it's like you can only control what you can control. There's a decision that's needing to be made right now between yourself and others, between yourself and someone in the environment. I suspect what I'm seeing in the environment for you, Gemini, might be more than one person, because I do have the Five of Wands, which suggests people, plural, or maybe someone dealing with other things. So there's sort of a block here. A decision needs to be made. There is a bit of an intellectual stalemate. And the catalyst or the challenge is the Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. More questions need to be asked. More truths and I'm hearing like universal knowledge about what's happening needs to be put in place first so someone can move forward, so that you can build upon something, so that someone else can build upon something with you. There's this curiosity with the Page of Swords, what did you just say? Can you tell me that again? I need a little bit more information. You may need some more information. They may need some more information. With the Four of Pentacles here, there is a desire to hold on to resources. Someone's holding back and holding on. Someone might not be ready to invest in something. Someone needs to feel comfortable with the cost of something as well. There also could be a little bit of all talk, no action. So talking about what it will take to invest in something and build upon something and clearing up any misinformation might help someone make a decision here. I think you're not really sure what you want to do here, and someone else might not be either. You have to take it as it resonates. There's too many people involved. That's the problem, because the final outcome is the Five of Wands. It's like, well, if you and someone else are trying to make something happen, you have to get everybody else to cooperate. And the Five of Wands is, it's not necessarily a lack of cooperation. It's just that people trying to work things out, and there's not a lot of harmony because there's a lot of ego fulfillment that wants to happen. And so it's making it difficult for a lot of people to be harmonious and work together. But you are all about the harmony. Of course you are. You're the lovers. You're the divine matchmaker. Everybody knows that you're like Libra's best friend. Like Libra wants harmony. We always turn to Gemini. Like, Jesus Christ, Gemini, can you help me with all these people? Gemini says, yes, of course. I've got this. I always feel like Gemini does that in social situations. It's not just Libra that's about harmony. Gemini is that way too. You're the lovers. You're being seen as the Hierophant right now. If you have Taurus in your chart, it's shining. Commitment. Fellowship. Marriage even. Wisdom. The Hierophant is the grand wizard, and the magician is the sorcerer's apprentice. I think you're elite right now, Gemini. I think you are full of wisdom. I think I got the Hierophant for you last time I read for you too. It's like you're very collegiate and you're very spiritual right now. You're very committed right now. I also think you feel very close to the divine, and you're filled with a sense of humor at the moment. I notice the Hierophant is laughing. And often the Hierophant can feel so stuffy. It's like the Holy Roman Catholic Church that hasn't changed in thousands of years. And you're like, well, let me roll up and add to that with my New Age wisdom. Ha 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 ha. So cute. Clarifying, this is the Three of Cups, the Star, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this looks like you want to make something happen. This looks like learning. This looks like freedom. This looks like... some of you are here learning something. You're also maybe healing some stuff with friend circles and family. Because the Three of Cups is, people getting along, people collaborating, people being happy. This almost looks like a high school or college reunion or a class you could take, a circle of some kind. Some of you may be studying or exploring a new religion. Some of you are going to a new church as well. Maybe a new studio or a place where you learn and have socialization. You want something to heal. You want something to get better with the star. You want to develop something, and you want it to involve collaboration and people getting along. Looks like healing and learning, growing. And it does involve a social construct, and it does involve others. The way you're feeling is the magician. I chuckled. Of course you are. You are the magician, the divine orchestrator, right? Look at him, the puppet master of the elements, doing what he does best. No one can do the voodoo that you do right now. You're very actively participating in your own life, or that's what you feel like. You feel like you're alchemizing. You are feeling like you're manifesting. I was like, oh, what are they manifesting? Clarifying this is the Tower, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Fool. Well, you're just popping off right now. You're really excited about whatever the hell you're doing. You really want something to change with the Tower here. Like, you may have a very enormous spurt of productivity, like kaboom, with the Tower to the Eight of Pentacles. I got to work on this all day and all night. Like, you feel like lately, and I think it's going to continue through September, you do need to maintain this balance and equilibrium and get your rest, because I think once you get going, it's going to be really hard for you to stop. The Hierophant, Taurus, the Bull. You're going to be like the bull, the Taurian bull. Like, once you get going, it's going to be like guns blazing. You won't be able to stop yourself. You feel really excited about something right now. You really, like, everything is changing. I think you're overhauling things. I think you're super productive. I think you're putting a lot of work into something, and you are willing to take a risk and go for it. Very much in this wise energy of the Hierophant, but also in that very youthful folly, experimental energy of the Magician, where it's like, I'm all about trial and error. Like, hold my beer and watch this. That's the Fool and the Magician. Like, you're just going to go for it. And I also feel like like I said, once you get yourself going, it will be hard for you to stop, because the Magician and the Eight of Pentacles is like, we're putting a lot of work into something. We're creating trial and error. We're not afraid to take a risk. With the Fool, you feel like a little kid. And with the Tower, it's like kaboom. It's like you're exploding into your own life right now. And you really think that you're putting something good together. I think that this might be something you want to share with others. Did you just start a band? I'll listen to your music. And it's like you're all excited about it, and you're doing this, and you have a lot of hope for where something can go. You want it to lead to commitment. You want it to be inclusive. You also want to feel like you can be yourself. You know, the Magician really wants to be able to just do what it does best as itself, not mimicking anyone else, not worried about peer pressure, also not terribly worried about like commitment in the future. It's just so much about the present moment. You do have to stay in the present moment with the journey. This week, you may literally blow up the laboratory. Like, you'll do some cool little mad scientist experiment that you do, and you might blow the whole fucking place up and feel like a fool. But I think that you'll laugh, and you'll be like, oh my God, you won't believe what I just did, you guys. Like, I blew up the whole recording studio. I blew up the whole lab. I blew up my whole craft room. What have I done? Like, but I can't stop myself. I'm learning so much. I just have to keep going is what I'm hearing. But the action is the Four of Cups. I was like, oh, what happened? Oh, what happened here? And it's because of what's happening in the environment. I think that you're trying to connect to someone with what you're doing, or maybe multiple people. And I don't think you're getting the response that you want at this time. And you're like, wah, wah. Or maybe you are getting a response, but it's not the response that you wanted from who you wanted it from. I also feel like some of you are playing matchmaker right now because you are matchmakers. Some of you are going to put a few couples together, or maybe you're not playing romantic matchmaker. Maybe you're playing matchmaker in different ways. You might be a line 4 opportunist. That might be your archetype in human design. You're very connective, connecting things and people and ideas together. I love your vibe, but it's like something just isn't working out. And you're like, no, something isn't, your action is not reflective of the way you see yourself and the way you feel. It's like, so something right now isn't turning out exactly the way you want. And with the moon, it's hard to understand why. And with the Wheel of Fortune to the 7 of Pentacles, it's like, well, I know how I see myself and I know how I feel about what I'm doing. I guess I just have to wait and see how this unfolds. Who knows how this is going to go? Life is a mystery. You are doubting a little bit. You also look a little bored with the way something's going. And, you just have to wait and see how things play out and be patient. Wait for the crop to come up. Like, you have to do the order of operations. Continue to be confident, anticipate the awesomeness, stay humble, stay in the present moment. You're feeling restless. You want something to be a little different. Like, I really thought I was going to see the Knight of Swords or the Knight of Wands. And I was like, oh, I'm getting these pip cards of just waiting for something. You just have to surrender. Remember, you're on a journey here. You're learning a lot. You're probably learning with other people and you're trying to share with other people. You just have to surrender and let this take its course. And any challenge you face, it'll help you learn. Also, again, I think it's giving you time to rest. Because between yourself and the environment or others or a person is this like something needs to happen and it's just not happening. Someone doesn't want to invest. And you're not willing to invest anymore in anything either until you get some answers. So someone in your environment, they're the 6 of Swords. Okay. Well, the 6 comes after the 5, and the 5s are about conflict, loss, and change. And this chick is just being led to calm waters, begrudgingly, reluctantly, sort of in an in-between space, and recently had to let go of stuff that was no longer serving them. Clarifying this, is the Devil, the 7 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles, a Capricorn might have been involved? This person's not feeling great about stuff. Now, this may or may not have anything to do with you because you look very connective. You look very wise. You look very positive. You also look like you want to share something with this person. Or at least like, this is what you're about. And they're like, yeah, well, I just kind of went through a shit show hurricane and it was kind of not good for me. Or I just feel weighed down by something here that I can't get away from. I know that I need to get away from it. I just don't know how. I'm feeling a bit of imposter syndrome. I'm feeling insecure. But I'm still here. Like, I'm trying to cooperate. I'm trying to be connective with you, with others. It's just that while I'm trying to connect to stuff, I'm also trying to get away from stuff that I don't really feel good about. And that may have nothing to do with you. It could have everything or nothing to do with you, Gemini. This person's trying to get out of a situation that I think they never should have been in the first place. There could have been a bit of a triangulation going on. Take that for what it's worth. Because it could be romantic or otherwise. The way this person feels is the 8 of Wands. Okay, so here is some intensity and some movement. You could have been messaging this person or they could have been messaging with you. Clarifying this is the 5 of Wands, the Magician. Okay, there's Magician energy over here in the environment too. And then Strength, Leo. You know, Gemini, this person looks like they, like you, are trying to make something happen as the Magician, but while you're here preaching and being part of something connective and collaborative that's like happy, involving, you know, a social dynamic and creativity, maybe dating, maybe romance, like you might have wanted something to happen with this person and they're like, actually, I need to resist this with you because I don't think it's good for me. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't fit in with you and your folks. I want to do my own thing and I'm going to be strong. They may resist you because they might not want to be a part of what you're a part of. They tried to be, but it didn't work out for them. I'm also hearing that if that doesn't resonate for you, it's like someone is trying to put out a bunch of fires. They have to deal with a bunch of stuff. They also don't want to hear any like used car salesman bullshit. They don't want to, they deal with a lot of competing egos. I'm hearing this person complains about the very thing that they get themselves involved in sometimes, though. And they look really busy. They may be resisting you to a degree. You might not be the only person communicating with them if you're sending them the messages. Or this person might be sending out arrows, sending messages to you, communicating with others, and they might be kind of swimming upstream. It might be a little easier with you. Their action is a 4 just like yours, Gemini. Like you're the 4 of Cups, like, this isn't really like emotionally doing it for me. This person is like, me neither, because I'm really tired. Like I can't even here. But the 3 of Pentacles is here. Like there's something happening between the two of you and the Lovers. And there you are. So there could have been some triangulation between yourself and another person. And they're trying to figure out how to get out of it. If it was romance or dating. If it wasn't romance or dating, it's like, the two of you, or you and like Spirit is trying to get you to line up with people that are a perfect match for you in some way, where there's an alignment of morals and values, like match made in heaven, friends, partner, work, where to live, all of it. That's what y'all do. That's what Gemini does. Let's focus on what's right for us, not what's wrong for us, and make that happen. It's like, there's a desire to do that here between you and others or this person, but they're not taking any action. I think there's just sort of a stall here. And I clarified it. And I got the 4 of Swords again, double 4 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the 9 of Wands. So it's like, I think the reason that there's a stall between the two of you might be kind of complicated and might be kind of layered. This person's tired. They get stressed out pretty easily right now. They can't move quickly. They're also kind of stuck in their comfort zone. And they're kind of guarded and worn down. This may be a projection of your actions as well. It's like you're trying to get things to happen with others or with another person. And people that don't want to be involved will resist you. And the ones that do will not. And there might just be a resistance at this time. And you were like, but I thought it would be so awesome. And, you know, I thought that it would go, there'd be more activity now. I'm restless. Spirit's like, you're going to have to wait. Things need to play out. And there's not a big connection between yourself and this other person because they're tired. They're overwhelmed. They might not feel 100% comfortable with what's going on here. Also, something might cost too much. There might have been some gossip and hearsay. It's like this person just can't even. The final outcome is the 5 of Wands. Yeah. So I think the goal at this point, Gemini, with any relationships or any projects or anything you're working on is really seeing the difference between the harmony of the 3 of Cups and the lack of harmony in the 5 of Wands. And radically accepting that, like, this is just how humans are. Like, sometimes we love each other and it's all polyamorous and beautiful, like in any way possible. And then other times we're just like an orchestra tuning up and we can't get it together and we have all these competing egos. And it's not the 5 of Swords. It's not fighting. I'm hearing it's not personal. It's just like, there's too many people involved. There's too many egos involved. There's too much competitive energy involved. It's like when these folks realize that they can take all those sticks and make a ladder, they'll all get to the top. They haven't figured that out yet. So they're still too busy competing with each other and climbing on top of each other. They need to get it together. You know what? It's kind of like herding cats is what it's like. It's like herding cats for you this week. And I was like, okay, well, what's going on there? Temperance, the 8 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups. Yeah. For either you or this person, it's like disappointing. It's like, okay, Temperance, Sagittarius. I need to be calm. Someone needs to be calm, cool, and collected and walk away and just say, this was really disappointing. Like, I'm disappointed that someone's being aloof with me. I'm disappointed that I'm not getting much of a reaction. I'm disappointed that I have to be calm in the face of all this nonsense. You might be saying that. This person might be saying that. Also, there's too much in between the two of us getting in the way of what alchemy we could do together. And this is very disappointing, and I'm very sad. This may be what you're going through together. This may be what this person is going through, and why, like, I feel like all you can really do is just stand over here and watch and wait for something to change. And you're like, yeah, well, I mean, I'll only do that to an extent, because I'm working on something else over here that I think is really amazing and really beautiful, and I'm learning, and it's connective, and I feel like a little kid, and I don't even care that I'm like doing trial and error. Like, I'm going to be good. And someone's over here, like, I'm dealing with a lot of stress. I'm dealing with a lot of shit, and it's just not working out. If you are in a position of leadership, Gemini, and these are your cats to herd, I suggest you get to doing that. Because if you want to be a leader, then you do have to lead. And you don't get to play in the laboratory as much when you're in a leadership role. Yeah, I heard someone just say, ouch. Yeah, some of you are in a leadership role and you need to take it a little bit more seriously. You're passing it off to someone who is overwhelmed, and neither one of you know how to communicate about it. If you want to be a leader in like commitment, relationships, making things happen, you do have to be patient, but you need to understand that like there's a lot of egos involved, and people are trying to be strong and resist what they don't want to be a part of, focus on what they do want to be a part of. There's going to be some disappointments right now. There's some stuff that needs to be left behind. Some of you may have thought that you could exist in a relationship or a space with a person or a bunch of people. And it's like, it's time to recognize that like this might not be your crew or your jam, but you stay balanced and get some rest, because it might just be exhausting you. And I wanted to know what was going on here. They wanted me to use my I Ching Oracle deck. What came out for this person or this situation that will help is hexagram 61, centering in the truth. Also, hexagram 52, gate 52 in the body, keeping still. It's either in the root chakra or the sacral chakra. And 54, careful affection. This human, if there's one person on your mind, is holding still so that they can find their truth. The truth is subjective. Their truth is their truth, and your truth is your truth. This person feels the need to hold still and center in their own truth. They're being careful about what they're affectionate towards. They're being careful about what they invest in. There might not be enough affection. Someone has to get comfortable with, this person has to get comfortable with what the truth really is for them. And they're dealing with something kind of sticky here. There could be great abundance coming. I just feel like at this time, you need to give this person or these folks time to figure out what their truth is. They need to hold still and focus and concentrate, and they might not be able to do that. You might not be able to do that in this environment or in this relationship either. Like, find your truth, hold still, and notice what's happening. Be careful with who you're affectionate towards. This might be a warning. And neither one of you can participate with each other or this group until everybody centers in their truth and knows who their allegiances go to and why. I really do want to do an extended because I suspect that something a little deeper could be happening here. I'm hearing something very specific. It's not necessarily coming out in the reading, but some of you have a partner that was almost unfaithful, but they weren't. That person is still messaging them and they're just trying to get away from it. They need to block them. You can't be friends with them either anymore. Don't be the peacemaker for everyone, is what I'm hearing. They're pulling back and they're telling me to stop. All right, Gemini, that's the message for right now. Okay, stay on your journey and just surrender to the process. Stay balanced, get your rest. There's a decision that is not going to be made at this time. There's just too many competing egos. Just stay in your laboratory and be peaceful and beautiful. Steady as she goes, Gem. Things will change soon. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Gemini. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.